So it's been a while since my last What's on My iPod video, so today I'm going to bring you another one. So we're going to start off this video by jumping into the settings and showing you what version I'm running. So you can see I'm running 5.1.1, but this version is jailbroken. So that means you can install non-Apple App Store apps. So you'll see the 5-icon dock down here, but other than that, there's not that many changes to the actual interface. Now, there are a few things I'd like to show you. Like, you can hold down the home button and it will go right to the brightness. Now, these are custom settings and you can set it to do whatever you want. Also, if I tap the home button 3 times, it'll turn on and off the Wi-Fi. So let's get on to the apps. On this first page, I have pretty much all of my Apple apps like FaceTime, Messages, Calendar, Camera, all that other stuff, YouTube, all that good stuff. So down here at the bottom, I have my entertainment folder. It has most of my entertainment apps in it, but there are a couple that I've left out that I use more often. There's Netflix in there, Hulu Plus, some of that stuff that I use, just not as often as the rest. Here I have some social apps like Facebook, Google Plus. Here I have my folder that's called Arcade that has some of my games in it. On the next page, I have up here some productivity apps like iMovie and GarageBand, Keynote and Pages as well. Up here, I have my files, which is stuff like Dropbox and CrashPlan for accessing my files. In this next folder, I have my Books folder, which has the Overdrive app for checking out library books and the Nook app for using Nook books. Over here, I have Utilities, which has AppBox Pro in it, and Speed Test. Those are pretty much the only ones I use lately. On the next line, I have a folder called Donut, which has my Donut games in it. These were the first games I really played on my iPod Touch. Like, they're games like Traffic Rush and stuff like that. In this next folder called Phones, I have all my phone type apps like AOL Instant Messenger and pretty much stuff I don't use that much anymore since I have an Android phone. Next, I have this Food folder. I don't use this ever. Here I have Camera, which has Instagram and Hipstamatic in it. Not really apps that I use that much on here since I have an Android phone that's easily accessible. Over here I have Games, which is pretty much all the rest of the games that I don't play as much anymore. Next is my Don't Touch folder, which means they're apps I never use, like Stocks, Contacts, and Game Center. Well, I do use Game Center, but I use it through the games. I don't actually go to the Game Center app. Next I have Newsstand, which a while ago you could put into a folder, but that trick doesn't work anymore with this new update, so it's just going to sit here empty. Next I have this 100 Floors app, which is kind of like a puzzle game, which I couldn't get past the 3rd level because I'm not patient enough, but I guess I might try again sometime. Next I have Line Surfer, Spotify, and Cydia, which is a jailbroken app store, which pretty much provides things like the 5-icon dock and other apps like that. Next I have Chrome, which I have yet to really try out because I can't set it as the default browser. I have an app that'll change your default browser, but Chrome's not on the list yet, so I'll have to check back on that again. Next is a bunch of jailbroken apps, which I have this Activator app, which will let you use the home button to do stuff. I also have a couple other apps, which I never really use, so I should figure out how to delete those. Next, I have the Apple Podcast app, which I just downloaded to try out, but I don't really use it. Next, I have Drivecast, which is pretty interesting because you can use it to do podcasts. And you can also do stuff from your Dropbox folder and stuff like that. There's a Roku app, there's a USB portable app, there's a iPhone app, and there's an Android app. So it pretty much syncs what you've watched across all your devices. So I've been using it to try to sync my podcast across all my devices, but I haven't really gotten to setting it up yet. So I'm going to try that out soon, and maybe I'll make a video about it. Okay, so now on to my dock. In my dock, I have Music, Videos, Downcast, Mail, and Safari. Music is obviously for music. Videos is obviously for videos. Now, what's Downcast for? So it's for podcasts. You can sync up your podcasts between iOS devices, which I don't have any other iOS devices, so that's not really helping me there. But it's just so convenient. You can pretty much hit play and start watching whatever podcast you want to. And it just finished downloading, and it downloads in the background for the most part, so that's pretty convenient. Now, Mail is for mail and Safari is for web browsing. I use Safari because whenever I click on a link, it'll go into Safari. And I would use Chrome, as you can see back here, but my app for switching the default browser hasn't gotten that update yet. So that's just about it. If you want to leave your video tour of your iPod Touch or Android device or your computer or whatever, you can leave that as a video response. But that's going to do it for me. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.